All right, guys. So recap for today. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Down $299 today. So overall, red day. Not too bad. I think just not that long ago, I was pretty break even on the day. I was down about $70. Then I tried a couple more trades, and I basically just sensing myself getting like a little bit frustrated, so that's where I'm gonna like throw in the towel and just be done for today. I'm not gonna take any more trades, and that's just the right thing to do. As you can see, I traded more names today than I have over the last week on average. It's been very quiet, just trading like one or two names usually, but today traded a bunch of different ones, and yeah, as you can see, mostly losers here, but nothing too crazy. We'll start, I guess, off the bat with XL and Palantir. I took losses pretty quickly. XL, I went long on the open here. Let's see if my trades will show up for you guys. Oh man, this is so frustrating. I hate when the trades just don't show up like this. It makes the recap so much harder. Okay, here we go. That's good. So as you can see, I got long here on this first candle, kind of near the high of the candle though, unfortunately. And then at most, I was only long 200 shares, so not too much size there. But at most, I wasn't even up $100 on this one, even here at the high. And then so I decided to give it some room, and it ultimately failed. I noticed this one because yesterday it popped up yesterday and had this surge, and what I liked about it was that I liked on the daily chart that it's kind of curling here, and I suspect because it ultimately failed today that this move needs a little bit longer to kind of keep curling, and I would expect it back up somewhere in this range, but I think that move is yet to come. But I liked it because of the context of the daily chart here, for a move up into maybe 22, 23. But as you can see, this one didn't work, so I set my stop just below the low of this candle, and then got stopped out, and not a big hit on that. $80, not too much to worry about there. Palantir, I tried this one. I like the daily chart on this one, or I did like it coming into the open. Obviously, it opened kind of near the high of the day yesterday, and I like this for continuation. But unfortunately, the market really has took a big hit earlier on in the day, and I suspect that might be why a lot of these moves just didn't work out. So I tried a long on this for about 500 shares here at 37.62, and then ultimately had to stop out here. And the reason that I'm calling this video really bad exits is that I had really bad exits all over today. Really bad exits. I got out 37.28, and then as you can see, it popped straight back up, almost back to my break-even price. But this isn't really a bad exit. Actually, this is a pretty good exit because you have to just I set my stop below I think this low that was put in here, and then this looked like it was kind of double bottoming here, so I had my stop like right below this level, and then it stopped me out as it came through here, and then ultimately it did resolve much lower. So this actually isn't a bad exit. This isn't one of the ones that I suppose I'm referring to, but this was the trade on Palantir. So $170 hit. I did take a little bit bigger size on this one just because the potential for this one to come up through the highs and have some follow through on the daily chart here up into maybe $40 would have been really nice, but it did not work out like that. All right, let's talk about Tesla. I suppose that's the next one I should go over here. Tesla, whenever it's dropping like this, it has days with these big drops. I really look to be a buyer on big dips because of how lucrative buying the dips can be. So as you can see, my first entry here was as it was coming down here. I got in 50 shares, kind of at the high of this candle, unfortunately, and then it came all the way down here. Came all the way down here to 816. I was down at an 821 entry, $5 a share. That's 250 bucks. I was down right here, but then it popped back up, was popping up, and then here at 824, almost 825, I was up actually 150 bucks on just these 50 shares here. but I didn't take it out. I was looking for more follow through to the upside, a bigger recovery, and then ultimately it just it crumples down here. And as it was making a new low, I knew what I had to do. I didn't want to do it, but I knew I had to do it, and that was to cut the position at 8.15 with a $6 loss per share on 50 shares. Excuse me. That is a $300 loss. So I took a $300 loss there. At that point in the day, I was down about 500 and maybe 560, 570 bucks on the day. Then just a few minutes later, as it was coming in, making this new low down here, and then this candle forms green, so I'm a buyer on this candle. I wish I could have caught this dip at 8.05. My entry was 8.09. This time I went long 100 shares because I think as this comes lower and lower and lower, the potential for a nice bounce on Tesla is substantial. So coming up here in at 8.09, 100 shares, and then I took most of the shares off really quick, which is typically what I like to do, and then carry a little bit. This is kind of a scalpy like trade, but just really trading, trying to catch these bounces. And then this trade here put me from down 300 on the stock to up 200 and 230, 240 on it. And so that was really nice. And then at that point in the day, I made that 500 bucks back. I was down only 70 bucks on the day after this trade. So I went from down 570 to like down 70. So that was really nice. And then I did end up taking one more trade on it right here, only 25 shares. I bought right here. I like this kind of bull flag here where it's kind of consolidating and maybe looking to kind of push up through VWAP there. Unfortunately, that didn't end up happening, but I actually got stopped out right here because I had my stop below the low of this candle. I get stopped out 813.21. That's like right here, 813.21, right at the very low of this green candle. Boom. Next candle would have put me back up on the trade, and then a few minutes later, nicely up on the trade with almost a $6 per share gain there at the high on 25 shares. Is not nothing crazy, but this is kind of a bad and it's an unfortunate exit. I think my stop was in the right place. I just got wicked out. Good thing I was only holding 25 shares, and I set my stop really close. So overall, I didn't take too much damage on this one, but it did take me from up 240 on the stock to only up 180. So, oh well, that was it for Tesla. Then I turned my eye to GameStop, which I realized was squeezing up, and when GameStop gets ready to go, I kind of want to be a part of it. And this is a painful exit. Man, what am I thinking? Sometimes I just don't get it. So anyway, as this is setting up here, yeah, I got a little impatient. I was like, I want to get in. So for this first 1 minute candle to make a new high, I did. I got in only 50 shares. I recognized that my entry was probably early, and it probably needed to pull back, which is what it ended up doing. So we got this huge red candle here, but because I was only holding 50 shares, not too much. That was fine. I see we got some people in the chat. What's up, guys? And then so coming down here, making a bit of a low. And then I actually was like, well, this looks like a good pullback into the 20 moving average, and I'm adding. So I added the other half of my position, another 50 shares here. So averaging down, and then it started to curl back up here. And the second that I stopped myself out here, kind of toward the low of this candle here, I got out of my 100 shares because I was scared, because I know GME, I know it has flush potential, and that scared me. But when this candle came down very, very harshly, this candle kind of had this wick, so I was kind of expecting that that this candle was going to be red and it might be a big dip. And so just instinctually I was like, oh, I should stop out because I can predict this candle's going to be red, and I can see it coming, and of course it did come. And so my instincts kind of kicked in, and I hit my hotkeys to stop out of the trade when I kind of wasn't thinking logically, like, you really should just set your hard stop below 56.50 or maybe 56.20 or whatever. and this was a mistake to stop out here, because it did curl back up and come all the way up to 63 bucks on 100 shares. That would have been really nice. That would have put me green on the day, and that would have been a good trade. So the second I stopped out of this one for a $60 loss, I knew it was a mistake. And then last one here, ANCN. This is what kind of caused me to stop trading today. As you can see, it's pulled back a lot from where it was at. I was just watching this as it was making these highs up here. I was watching it, and I knew, all right, I can't really enter this one. It's too high. It needs to pull back. And then I traded this one like I would trade most small caps on a scalp strategy, or kind of like Tesla too, just buying the dips, right? Buying these dips. So I bought a dip here at 865, right in front of this low here, looking for this to be support, maybe this level right here. But unfortunately, man, it ripped right through. I was lucky that I was actually able to put a stop at 850 quick enough, because just within seconds it ripped through my stop after I placed it, and that was it. I was done, and got stopped out of that for a small loss there, 200 shares. Next trade, I got long on this dip right here in front of VWAP, but I got in a little bit early. I was looking for this to actually be a green candle and come up like this, but I should have recognized that this one was kind of pulling in toward the VWAP here, so I should have probably expected one more low to come in here. But anyway, I guess I got long 804, a little bit jumpy here. This is where the emotions start to come in, because I think this is not such a great entry. This is not such a great setup. So as I'm looking at this now, it's not really like I did buy the dip. I got long at 805. So anyway, I set my stop at the low of this candle here, and then for the next 3 agonizing minutes, I'd see it trying to push up, trying to push up, trying to push up, but it just didn't push up. And then, as luck would have it, take a look at this. I get stopped out at 760. Here's my order, 761. I guess I had my stop at 761. What's the low of this candle here? Yeah, so the low of this candle is 762. So I set my stop below that, 761, and then the low of this candle is 7.6, 2 cents below the low of this candle. So I got stopped out at the exact low, 1 cent off the low of this candle. Seconds later and minutes later, squeezing up to $9. That would have put me up $300 at the high of this candle just a couple minutes later. So you can see where the emotions kind of start to factor in when 3 minutes later you go from down, 150 bucks on a trade or whatever it is. This is a 45-cent loss on or 40-cent loss, whatever, on 300 shares. So about $120 loss there, and then minutes later potentially would have been up almost $300 on the trade. So finally we did get that bounce on it. I just bad exits, bad entries, bad exits, just not quite right. So that's kind of where you have to check in with yourself and call it quits. Nice. So yeah, that is gonna be it. Yeah, down 299. I'll be back at it tomorrow. All things considered, it's not a bad day, really. Just not feeling it, so I gotta call it a day and be done. So anyway, yeah guys, that's it.